morning and welcome back. I'm Olivia Vidal. Let's get right to meteorologist Hannah Gard for a look at our Saturday forecast.
Thanks, Olivia. We have so many festivals happening this weekend, and we have really great weather for all of those activities. Cool mornings, low humidity, lots of sunshine. It's going to be a good time to get outside if you've been waiting for some slightly cooler weather. The sun is up now behind the New Orleans skyline. Lots of sunshine, clear skies across the whole area. But the temperatures have really been able to fall because we have clear skies out there and dry air. Slidell, 56. We're 57 in Bogalusa. It's 60 in Hammond, just south of the lake where the northeasterly breeze is coming off the water. It's still a little bit higher, so it's 71 at New Orleans International on the lakefront. But most of the area, a couple degrees cooler at least, almost 10 degrees cooler than yesterday in Bay St. Louis. So really great feel. The dew points in the 50s on the North Shore. Lows to mid 60s down to the south. That dry air really helps in the afternoon, making it feel a little bit better than if we had that mugginess. So 84 degrees today for the high with the low humidity. We'll still be in the 70s through much of the morning. It'll be once we get to the afternoon that we get into those low 80s. And then as the sun sets, we will quickly fall off because we have that dry air. We'll be back in the 70s. Here's the features that we have going on around the region. We have another cold front up to the north. This is not really going to pass through. It's actually going to pick up this weather feature that's off the southeast coast. This isn't tropical. It has fronts attached to it, but it is bringing a lot of rain to the coastal Carolinas, and it's going to continue up the east coast as it gets picked up by that low. But we're on the dry side of it. That's why we're getting that drier air. So it's going to be really dry through the start of the week. Then we start to see some high pressure building. We do have another front that looks like it might pass us on Wednesday, which will reinforce that drier air, but it doesn't really bring a big drop in temperatures. And you can see why with the upper levels here. The low is way over to the east, and we still have that high mainly positioned over us. So that keeps us warmer. And then heading into the end of the week, the high shifts a little bit farther south, and that's when we could start to get some moisture coming back in by about Friday. The humidity increasing and the rain chances returning. Our highs, though, are going to start to heat up because of that upper level area of high pressure. So we go from 84 the 2 weekend days to 86 Monday, and then we're 88 Tuesday and Wednesday. Our average is 82. This is going to feel hot for the time of year, but we've been running warm all the way through the past couple of weeks. Thursday, Friday still sitting around 86. After that slight front maybe drops us a degree or two. Here's that temperature trend. These are the average temperatures. We've been pretty far above normal, especially the past 5 days from where we should be. It has not felt like fall. As we get farther into the month, we should start to see our average temperatures falling into the 70s by the start of November. 75 is our average temperature for the high. Will we see that? Not sure, but our morning lows are also supposed to fall into the 50s. This is what the Climate Prediction Center says through late October. Still warm. I don't see any big Canadian fronts all the way through the extended forecast. I'm hoping we can get some nice fall weather, but it looks like it's going to take a while as we go through the rest of this month. But tropical update, we do have Tropical Storm Jerry out here moving pretty much due north. It's going to be east of Bermuda, and then it will dissipate in the long range forecast. But we have another wave following behind that. If you look at the trajectory here, though, it's going to make a northerly turn and has a low chance of forming in that highlighted area. This looks like it's not going to be a threat to land. It's a fish storm out there, and that's pretty typical for October. Anything that forms in the main development region doesn't make it out here. We watch the Western Caribbean and the areas along the East Coast for tropical formation this time of year. That's why that feature is interesting off the East Coast, but it doesn't really look tropical in nature. It has to be self-sustaining and not have fronts attached to it. Lorenzo is the next name on the list if we do see that wave out there named, but we have not been worrying about the tropics here, which is great news. We don't want to worry about the tropics, but we've been very dry, and that drought that we are starting to see expanding looks like it's not going to go anywhere because rain chances very low all week long. But at least we have a really nice feel for the weekend. Great fest weather. We don't have to worry about the rain. Don't have to worry about storms, don't have to worry about wind or anything like that. It's just gonna be a really nice feel. I would just put the sunscreen on. This sun can still burn you, even though it feels a little bit better than the summer.
A lot of events happening this weekend in our area, from the North Shore, the South Shore, St. Bernard Parish.
So much going on, and in the morning hours especially, if you can head out there. I know a lot of the events don't start until later in the afternoon. Maybe try to get outside early on, because it will start to feel warm in the afternoon hours, but at least it's not 90s, and we have that nice
breathe
little
a little
breeze.
easier.
Yes, and it's the dry air. The dry air helps.
We love it. We love it. Thanks, Hannah.